Hey guys, good morning. Long time no see. Well, this is what? It's Thursday. And I got to go do some projects. All right. I've got a couple of really cool ones. I got Christmas, of course, is around here. And I got myself neck deep in stuff. And let's see here. We've been talking about Genesis. We're down at the end of it. They're going to give some kind of recap of Esau because it's the way the stories go is Esau comes first. We have to be Esau first, and then we become Jacob later. So at the curve of this, the story's about to change. 10 is the next one. When the numbers come to number one. Let's see, we got 36. That'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And then 37 would be 10. A whole new story starts up, and we hear about Jacob and his children. They're out in the fields. We get this interesting dream that comes up through Joseph. We find that that Jacob's favorite son is Joseph, and this puts the rest of the children in some kind of, oh, we can't stand that guy. They always treat him so much nicer than the rest of us. Well, while they're all working in the field and stuff like that, he gets to hang out with his dad, So basically, it would just show that he's probably just wiser and smarter. He's just not one of those guys that goes out there and tends in the field. He takes care of his father, which is very nice. So this whole idea, and he says it's because he was his child of his old age. Well, the story goes is that he would wind up having this dream where all of these 11 stars were going to bow down before him. And of course, he's, Joseph with the amazing Technicolor dream coat. That Technicolor dream coat is your body. It's the skin itself. It's the garment that they're talking about here. You're being introduced to pieces of the story, little pieces at a time. We've met the damsel, which is Dinah. She's the one who alerts the child that says, hey, Mom wants you. Mom's looking for you. Mom wants your head on a platter, So you would find that, we've just been met up with the dancer. We also, find out about, the inner person, our soul, is coming to life as this Jacob. And then through the children that he has, we have these 12 kids, of which one of them is the favorite of them all. And he says, everyone's going to bow down to me, and they don't want to do this. But eventually, this is the 4 and 20 elders, the ones that when we finally make it up to the top of our mind, that little round thing with the 4, those are the 4, and the 20 represents the double-sidedness of this, of what we get 4 and 2, and 6. So it's the works. So you would wind up, this is the Maseroth up in the sky. And this is the children of Jacob. And it's also Israel. This is about this part of us that we would like, that God would like for us to maintain. And of course, all these troubles happen. What they do? They toss them into the pit. So the brethren toss this one guy that they love so much and that father loves so much, toss him into the pit so that they could get rid of him. And this is like going into meditation, into darkness. They're going to get rid of him. And instead of killing him, they just sell him off for as a slave instead. So it goes to show that, this is this part of us that has to go into to the works where, we have to serve other people and other things until we wind up serving ourselves and being in a place where we no longer have to serve other people like that. We're in a place where now whatever we do our own doing. And that's the ultimate goal when they talk about the double-minded person turning into a single-minded person. And that's not a negative thing. That's a positive thing. And you'll see that as we're trying to fight things in this world of ours, the old world is just loaded with lies or misgivings about certain things, and it's all meant to, to help weed people out, because it's this is all up to you. There are helpers. I had helpers to get me into this particular place, and now I'm a helper trying to get you into this place, and I want you to become a helper to somebody else. So that's how I think we'd be able to light this world up, making it a more decent place, or at least assure other people that there is light out there. There is something beautiful, there is something beautiful amongst hell, even, you know. And I've spent a lifetime trying to make hell a nicer place to be in, you know. And well, anyways, the job's still going on, even today. But in the stories that we're getting to, is that there's this, doing the works. This is where everyone gets this chance to either participate in this galaxy, or this universe of love and hate, this duality situation, that this the only uh, it's the place that's where God will pick us out of. So you have to put in some kind of effort into being on the religious side, of something in one of these religions that carries this code in it. And no, so if you don't get it this life, you can get it in another life. If you don't get it from this religion, you can get it from another, maybe, But we have found, and I have shown, and I've recorded, that all of this code is represented throughout all the earth. Not in any of these new age religions and stuff. You want to talk about new age, that's new age stuff, but you'll get no salvation out of that, because it's not part of the matrix, the better part of this. And that's what I'm claiming, is that this code becomes a weave that holds things together, in which all of these things are done. We have found that the whole idea behind us coming to this world here is for knowledge and to see God. But there's an even greater one, is to fuel this planet. This planet, not only does our cars and our bodies need food and feed things to keep it alive and stuff, even this earth seems to feed off of us, off our energy, off our lives. We come from it and we go back to it. All right. And we'll find that, in simpler terms, is that we made this pact with God to go away from the mother side and just run off with the devil and have a great time for as long as you can remember or not remember. And that this is where you're at. This is where most everyone are, no matter what walk of life you come from. We are all in this world basically alone and spiritually dead, until somehow, miraculously, we can break through this spell that we have to see this other side of the Bible, which is what I teach. I was able to see it. I show other people, and some people can see it, other people can't. If you can't, I'm sorry. It's not your time. But only those people that can see it will be able to see it and hear it. And it rings like a bell. You should be able to recognize, as I tell these stories to you, that everything boils down to what's inside of us and how to get back home. That all that stuff on the outside isn't taking you home, isn't doing anything to you at all, except filling your mind with folly. All right? It's for your enjoyment. It's for entertainment, but it isn't doing anything for you. The Bible told us this too. These are wonderful little stories in our Bible that tells us that we have to maintain ourselves in an unclean form while we are living and running around with Father. That's just the way it is. We have to stay this way until that time that we go to stand before the Lord. That's when we lose our garments. That's when we cut our hair. That's when we lose the lower. But until then, the lower is your teacher, and you've got to do it. You know, I have come so full circle on this. You know, I say, oh, it's church, you know, but you got to do it. But when you finish this is the idea that when you finally make it over to the other side, when you finally see through this and you sow the seed correctly, and that seed is your soul. When your soul now is being watered correctly, you're no longer spoiled by the outside, by the bitch and her wine. You're no longer dead because you're not serving the lower anymore. You've cut off any access and anything to lower. That all you have is beautiful water now coming to, which is the truth, coming to your seed, coming, growing, fulfilling the job that it was supposed to do when you learn to honor mother and father, because this seed grows and connects the two together. Connects the right and the left sides of your mind together in this one little beautiful little place. The lower side of our minds is lifted up, and the higher side and whatever was blocking is gone. Now you have just one mind and one counsel, the 4 and 20, working for you, bowing down to do what you say to do. And it's the simple little procedure that takes many lifetimes to get to. And that simple procedure is just be quiet in a dark place and bring mother and father together. And it's an inside operation. It's an inside thing, not an outside thing. For a chosen one of God is an inwardly person, is a Jew. And that person, that individual, is an inward person, someone who is inwardly, not someone who is outwardly. All right? I see you guys. I love you. And don't be afraid to do this. I already heard again yesterday in one of my fishing episodes that some woman tells me, she goes, well, you know, I've been a psychic for 10 years, an ex-psychic. How do you become an ex-psychic? You know, you just turn it off one day. You know, that's one thing you won't lose. When you finally go over to this other side, there's nothing that can take away your connection to God. Absolutely nothing. No God, no other gods can do it. No devil, no Beelzebub, or no one. It is yours forever and ever, for the rest of your eternity, whatever that is. But anyways, to go inside, this is where the scripture says, you fools. Don't you know that the same person that made the outside, that God that made the outside, also made the inside of you too? You know, and it goes on to say stuff like, if you asked for such and such a thing, would he give you a serpent? You know, and you got to say, yes, he would. He would give us a serpent. Yes. You know, it sounds like you'd be answering all these questions in a different form, like, oh, no, well, we don't want the serpent. But anyways, it's just a beautiful way that the way the Bible is written, that you don't know better, you'll be scared to death to go in there, because that's the whole point of it. You got to learn to fear God first on the outside before you can come in and find that, oh my God, oh my God. God didn't do any of those things. God never said any of those things. Never. God. We have such a bad impression of the Lord, of God, when we're in Father's hands. Just absolutely out of our minds. Blasphemous about this beautiful thing of when mother and father are both put together. That's, oh my God, you don't mock that. That's like, oh my God, you know. And these people say, oh, that's demonic. I said, there's nothing demonic about it at all. You know, as soon as you go up and shut off that lower mind, there's the unclean mind is gone. That devil in you is gone. This is the whole idea. But you cannot do this until you get your works done. So you've got to remain this little devil till that time. You have to. And so if that opens your eyes somewhat, go out and do your best to continue your trespass with the Lord. Continue making him mad and angry with every word that comes out of your mouth and every action of good that you think you bring to this world. Go out and continue this because you are ordered to do that by the Lord. And because you made that decision already. Then come back and talk to me. All right? Good day, you all. I love you. You know I do.